Hi everyone, Emma here. I'm so excited to show you how to make this beautiful bracelet. So we're going to use these lovely beads that I got from John Bead. The first color is this one here, Crystal Pale Bronze Gold, and they are so lovely. And then we have the Rosaline Matte, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. So this is one of the samples that I showed you. This is flat chenille. I have done videos before. I think it's important to do it again just because the start is sometimes confusing. So if I do it again and it gives you a better idea how to do it, then that helps. And it's so lovely to watch these colors come together. This bracelet looks so regal. I cannot believe it, with this kind of garland looking edges and these tiny little matte gold beads suspended in between the Rosaline matte beads. They just so yummy. So let's take a look at what we need. Let's move that over to the side. We'll add the end of the clasp to that. And you're going to need, so we have our two color mini duos. Did I call them super duos? I meant to say mini duos if I did. Common mistake. We're so used to using super duos, but these are minis. I have a round size 15 Toho, and they're called gold lined frosted crystal. So let's get some of these guys out. So we'll do, a couple of rows to kind of get the idea. And then we'll move on to the clasp. This bracelet's super simple once you get a handle on the flat chenille. So probably don't need that many. Let's put a bit more, actually. We might need more of these. Okay. And I'm using a size 12 needle. You can use a larger needle, like a size 10. Yeah, I just like using a size 12 when I can. And I'm going to try this Miyuki beading thread that Carmi sent me from John Beads. So, I mean, no surprise, these beads are from John Bead. So I want to thank them for sending me these lovely beads. I appreciate it so much. I've been like kid in the candy shop, just getting so excited about the playing with these beads. So I'm going to take, since we're going to do a few rows, I'm going to take a wingspan. You should try and work with a wingspan if you can. If you can't, then go ahead and use what you feel comfortable with. So I am going to just pull this through my hands to see how it's curled from the, oh, this does look like it needs to be pre-stretched. Some cords do need to be pre-stretched. And I say that, but you know what? Unless you're pulling on your beads in the weave, I don't think you need to pre-stretch. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments about that. Maybe I should zip my lip. How's that? Remember that saying when we were kids? Zip your lip. I didn't know if my mom ever said that to us. She spoke French to us when she was getting irritated with us. So this Miyuki thread threads really well. So you are going to need a stop bead. Forgot. Let's get a stop bead here. Get a small one. So grab your stop bead and bring it down. give yourself enough thread. So here's the thing with your tail thread. Give yourself enough to weave back in, or if you want to attach your clasp, which on this one, I feel like if you attach your clasp, you can use your thread that you've woven with. It's quite strong, and the way it's attached 3 times, it's not going anywhere. It's not like if this breaks, you know, everything will fall apart. But there is that, some people will use a separate thread, and usually I do use a separate thread. So, but I'm starting to be a convert to that. Now what you're going to do, let's leave this out so we can see the design. So we're going to start with 1 gold. We're going to start with the 50 beads. You're going to add 2 beads. Let's bring this up a bit. So add 2 beads. Then a mini duo gold. Then 2 beads. A mini duo rosaline. 2 beads. Another mini duo rosaline. 2 beads. Move my thread out of the way there. 2 50 then a gold, and then 2 50. So let's take a look at what we have. My thread out of the way here. So there you have it. 2 beads, gold, mini duo, 2 50, and then the 2 rosaline in the middle, separated by the 2 50, another set of 50, a gold bead, and a 50. There are different starts to flat chenille. Look at how tiny this looks. I'm so used to working with the super duos in flat chenille. So bring that all down to the bottom. Oh, I forgot to come up my stop bead. I just had it on the line. I didn't bring it through. I was too busy chatting. So let's come back through the bottom so that your stop bead's on there. It's lovely to use a stop bead like this because you can actually move it up and down if you want. Okay, let's try that again. We're doing a refresher. Okay. Rosaline. I almost didn't want to do this video because the rosalines are hard to see on camera, but I got a lot of really excited responses, so I thought it better. Okay, so that's what we have. Oh yeah, that's really not visible. Let me see if I can do it this way. There, like that. So now we have our 2 here. We're going to take our thread without adding anything else, and we're going to go through the other hole of the mini duo. Let's bring that through, all the way down. Like, I want to hold it in a way that's going to make sense to you. Okay, so like that. So now we are going to pick up a 50 and a gold mini duo like that. You're coming out of this hole here. You're going to go through this 50 and through the open hole of the rosaline. So you can do it in 2 steps at this point if it's awkward. When we get to the other rows, it'll be a lot simpler. So let's come through that hole. Like that. Let's just pull through here. This first row is always awkward, so just be patient. I'm going through my open hole of my next rosaline, like that. I'll straighten those other ones out, yeah, as soon as there's some tension. Like that. You're going to pick up a 15-0 and a rosaline, like that. You're going to do the same thing, so let's see here. We're coming out of the rosaline. You're going to go down directly to the first 15-0, like that. Bring your thread all the way through. Go through the open hole of the next rosaline. I'm trying to flip these over so that they're in the right position. There. Okay. Pick up a 15-0 and a rosaline. Is that this? Yeah, a rosaline. That. You're going to go through the first 15-0 and through the open hole of the gold. It looks very arched, but it will adjust. So now we're going to pick up 15-0 and a gold rosaline, and you're going to go through this first 15-0. That. Okay, let's take a look at what we have. So it looked really awkward, but it actually is sitting correctly. So you see you have angle here on that gold, and then it angles the other way, angles this way, angles the other way, angles this way, angles the other way, angles this way, angles that way. So the reason I point that out is sometimes these flip when you're doing the first row, so that can help you. So now I'm going to take two 15-0s and pass through the open hole. That's going to be my kind of finishing edge on that. Okay, so now this gets a lot easier to do. We are going to pick up a 15-0 and a gold bead. That you're coming out of this hole of that super duo, so you're going to go through this bead and you're going to go through the hole, this open hole here. So go through this 15-0, and you can see you can do this in one move. Oh, that hole is not open. Let me see if we can. Sometimes it's just a little piece of particles of bead, and that's what it looks like. So let's see if we can kind of get it loose. Otherwise we have to take everything off and start over. Careful you don't hurt yourself. There. Got that. Okay, let me pull this tight again. Okay, we've got our 15-0 and our gold bead. Let's see if I can get this more visible for you. So you're going to go through this. You're coming out of this gold bead. you're going to go through this 15-0 and through the open hole of the rosaline. Pull your thread through. Bring it tight. So there you go. Starting to crisscross. Pick up a 15-0 and a rosaline. That. Go through the 15-0 and through the mini duo of the rosaline that's next in line, and bring it snug like that. 15-0 rosaline, go through this hole and through the mini duo. So go through the 15-0 bead, that. Now our last one is going to be gold. 15-0 and a gold bead. We're coming out of this mini duo. We're going to go through just the 15-0 like that. So we're going to start to build the bracelet. So now for this side here, we're going to do our embellishment. We're going to add 2 15-0s, go through the open hole of that gold mini duo like that. I'm going to flip it over so we can go from bottom to top. Hopefully that will make it easier. It's easier to handle that way too when you're working from that. So pick up a 15-0 and a gold mini duo. Go through. So you're coming out of this mini duo. You're going to go through the 15-0 and through that open hole on the next mini duo. That. Pick up a 15-0 and now a rosaline. Go through the 15-0 and through the next hole on the next rosaline. That. 15-0 rosaline mini duo, or sorry, go through the 15-0 let me adjust my needle here. Go through that 15-0 and through the open hole on the next gold mini duo. We're going to put a 15-0 and a gold mini duo, and we're just going to pass through this 15-0 because we're at the end now. That through, and you can see it's starting to come together really nice. Now you can try putting an 11-0 here. I like the tiny little beads that they look like they're suspended, but if you don't like your thread showing, you can always put an 11-0. So I'm just going to flip this over. I'm going to add my embellishment to the edge here. I'm going to add 2 15-0s and go through the open hole of that gold bead like that. Pick up a 15-0 and a gold mini duo. You're going to go through the 15 and through the open hole of the rosaline. $15 rosaline. Go through the 15-0 and the mini duo like that. 15-0 rosaline. Go through the 15-0 and the gold mini duo. That 15-0 gold mini duo and pass through just the 15-0. Because now we're going to turn around and add our embellishment and add the next row. You can see how fast this gets. I wish there was a way. I think I will continue to do this design and show the starts because it's really hard. You can't hold on to it. You know, I had even thought of attaching some loose beads to the bottom so that it would make it easier to see, for you to see. But I may still do that. Figure out some little technique to add a few beads to make it simpler. Okay, so we're going to get going again. 15-0 in a mini duo gold. And you can try different colors. I had thought I like the way the gold looks like a garland going up, but I had thought you could potentially do just the one edge. So when we go to this side to add the two beads and flip it, so the end bead all the time, which is going to be every other because you're turning your work, is to just add those gold and then add these all pink here. So you could do it even this area even wider. I like the way it is right now, but there's, you know, it's limitless what you can do. So we're going to pick up a 15-0 and a mini duo, go through this 15-0 and through that mini duo. That 15-0 mini duo, go through the 15-0 and through the next mini duo. We're going to pick up a 15-0 and a gold mini duo and go through just the one 15-0. And this is what you have. How lovely is this? So amazing. So simple. Pick up two 15s for your embellishment. This is optional what you do here. I've seen some designs just use that turnaround bead and then one bead for this area, but I like it. Yeah, I just like it. That's all there is to that. Need I say more? 15-0 in a mini duo. Go through the 15-0 and the mini duo. That 15-0 in a rosaline. Go through the 15-0 and the rosaline. Open hole there. 15-0 mini duo. Go through the 15-0 and the open hole on the next mini duo like that. Pick up a 15-0 and a gold. Go through the last 15-0 there and pull tight. I'm going to flip it and add two beads. And I think that should give you an idea how simple this is. Let me know if you've tried flat chenille and how you like to do it, if you like to put the embellishment on the side, if you've ever done like I feel like this kind of looks like a cardigan when you have the stitches that are very kind of 3D bulky here. That's what that reminds me of. But you can see it just with the color of these beads just looks incredible. So let's go ahead and put the clasp on. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Let me move this over. We are going to use, I already have my thread attached. So when you come to the end, instead of adding anything, I just add 2 beads to this mini duo, 2 to this one, 2 to this one, 2 to that one to finish it off a bit. And then I put my needle in through the first gold bead, and I'll show you on this one. So I'm going to add 2 11/0s on the one side of the loop and then 2 on the other side. Come through, do it a few times, and then move my thread through to the middle one. The middle one is attached to these 2 rosaline, so it's kind of spread out a bit. The other one is side to side, and the same on this side. So let's see if I can recreate that. Sometimes it doesn't work. So there's the, now the other thing too is I will say right now, sometimes I like to put like a wire guardian here and then add a jump ring. And I did that on another bracelet. The reason I do that is if I don't like this clasp and I think, oh, I need to change it out, then you just open the jump rings and take it off. So I did that on the flower one like this, but I really didn't like all of this stuff. I feel like it takes away from the bracelet. So yeah, I thought we'd just attach it directly to. Let me know what your opinion is on that. So let's get our round. I've got some Silk Light Gold 11/0 beads. You only need a few. And they kind of match the matte color of the mini duos, so they're really lovely. So put 2 on your needle. You're gonna go through the first loop like that. Let's see if I can move this a little. As you can see. So now I'm going to pick up 2 more for the back side of that loop. And I'm going to come back down through the same hole on that mini duo. Like this. And make sure if you have a front and a back to your clasp, to put it on the correct side. I did that on my Truth and Reconciliation bracelet. Look at, oh, you know what? I fixed it because it was jump rings. That's the other argument for jump rings. So I did fix it. It was flipped. I did it in the video. I don't know if anybody noticed. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. So now, if you look here, here's your mini duo that your clasp is attached to. I'm going to go down through to the bottom, the next mini duo. I'm going to bring my thread down and then go up on the other side of that mini duo. Let me go back. I feel like we need to cover this. I think on the other side I went through this bead. So let's come back out here. I'm still working on putting clasp on these. I did have another video where I made flat chenille like this with the super duos, and I changed up the clasp and I put a bezeled Rivoli, and it looked so beautiful, but I felt like this was a little smaller, but you know what? A cup button would work well for that. So let's see if I can come around here. So I'm going to go through the 15 from the top and then through. I think that would do it. Hide all that thread. Maybe. So that's the problem with having light colored beads, but let's come around here like this. And then we're going to work our way back up so we can add some more security to that. Yeah, it's a bit loose. Let me see if I can tighten that. Come up through that mini duo and go through the 2 beads at the back, go through your clasp and down through these 2 beads. There. Now I'm going to make my way to this. We're going to go across this way on those 2 Rosaline mini duos. So let's come up here through this hole and through these 2 15-0s. I am going to go, I'm wondering if I should go this way or come back around. I think I'm going to make my way over to this one. I want the middle to be attached directly to the mini duo. So let's go through here. I'm going to go down through this lower mini duo and through these 2 beads, 15-0s, and then down through that. I think we need to be going this way. Let's go. Up through here. I'm going to loop around to the other side. There. And just going to go through this 15-0, but I'm going to bring my thread out to that mini duo. Just like that. I'm sure there's a faster way to do this. Now, I think I picked up, yeah, I still picked up 2 for the middle one. So pick up 2 15-0, the round ones. And to go through your clasp and go pick up 2 more. And these 2 are going to come down through this mini duo. And then we're going to go back around, go through one more time. Through here. And back up. Go through those 2 beads. And I'm going to pull this tight. There. Go through the clasp. And through those 2 beads. Through the mini duo. Now we're going to go through this hole here. On the mini duo. And through one of those 15s. The first one. No. There, the first one. Because I'm going to come down through that mini duo and loop around. So come through the mini duo. And I'm going to go through my 3 beads on the edge. And come out like that. Pick up 2, the 11-Os, go through your clasp. That. Pick up 2 more. Go through the mini duo like that. I'm going to go through these 3 and through that mini duo on the side here, and then come back around. I'm going to bring this snug, come back around. That. Oh, I went through the 2. I'm just going to go through the 1. So I'll come back out of this one. And come down through this hole. There. Go through the other 2 beads. That. Sometimes the demonstration of adding the clasp takes longer. Go through here. I'm going to go through one more time everything. Go through these 2 at the back, through the 2 at the back, through the mini duo, go through that 15-0. I'm going to go down through these mini duos, through that next mini duo. I'm going to go, let's see, I think I'm going to tie off here. I'm just going to grab a thread bridge. You can weave back and forth through so you don't have to put a knot. I'm going to see what this is, how, if it doesn't show too much, then it should be okay. So yeah, it's not really visible. Let's go through these. Pull it to cinch that knot, and I'm going to go through these 2 15-0s and go through the mini duo, the next 15-0 and the next mini duo like that, and we should be able to clip our thread. There you have it. Let's see what we have. Ta-da! So this is lovely. Now let's talk about length, because I've been kind of trying to make bracelets longer, because I have my wrist is under 6 inches, and I find that a lot of bracelets that I have are too, like, if I want to give them to somebody, they're way too small. But so I've been attaching extender chains as many times as I can, but I forget too that I need to keep it small. So if you're putting an extender chain, you want to make sure your bracelet's not too long, because it's amazing how much just the links over here and this area and the beads that you're attaching start to add length. So I have a few that are like 8 inches. That's not going to work for people. So go to about this spot here at your 1 inch mark, and then to the end of your clasp. So this ends up being 6.5 inches at the very smallest you could attach your clasp. So then this will open it up with this length of chain. They're usually about 2 inches. So there you go. Look at how amazing is that. Just lovely. There you go. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. This was a little relaxing, quiet video. Yeah, it's a lot of work going through the beads, and I was a little concerned about the lighter color beads showing the thread. So thanks for hanging in there with me on that one. But as you see now, everything looks pretty good. There's not like major threads anywhere. So that's good. This video has been approved by Emma, Queen Emma. My wife is calling me Princess Bead Emma. So there you go. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.